Good evening. Welcome to this week's Waterside Chat. Tonight I'm at Highland Lake. This is the lake house of the Maurer family, and we've been here a couple times before. They hosted our youth group for a day. We had a council retreat here, so it's always good to be here with the Maurers, and what a faithful servants to our congregation in different roles. So thanks to them, and I want to thank them for hosting our Waterside Chat tonight. This week I was talking to a friend who is a pastor in another part of the country, and he had to resign his call this week. And part of the problem was that in his congregation, the people that were upset with him didn't want to talk to him about it. And when he asked why, they said, well, we want to be nice. And it got me thinking about being nice and how oftentimes that is the killer for our congregations, because nice becomes the most important thing a person can be. And I just don't think that we're called by God to be nice. So let's start with this. There are exactly 0 times in the Bible where they use the word nice. God never asked the Israelites to be God's people and be nice to the rest of the world. God never says in the 10 Commandments, be nice to one another. And Jesus never says to his disciples, now go into the world and be nice. Being nice is not in any of Paul's letters. It's not one of the fruits of the Spirit. So nowhere in the Bible are we called to be nice. Not only that, but people who are nice don't change the world. Godly people that make a difference in this world are rarely nice people. Martin Luther, who started the Reformation and whose name our church still claims, was actually not a nice person. Read some of his letters or some of the things that he wrote in defense of himself. He was not nice. He was clear, he was forthcoming, he was honest, but not really nice. Martin Luther King Jr., who changed our country, was not nice. Read what he wrote. He took people to task who used religion to keep the status quo. He challenged white ministers who thought that things were changing too fast to see that we really needed more justice to be done in our world. I think God calls us to be honest with each other. And it's the only way that things can change. And yes, honesty will sometimes bring disagreement and maybe even division, but we can't begin to solve problems if we never talk to each other about them. If we don't confront one another and say, this thing you said is wrong. And I found in my ministry that something amazing happens when we talk to one another in honesty, that we begin to understand each other better. We understand better where the other person is coming from. And we might not disagree, and it might not resolve what is a central conflict, but at least we have done our best to understand each other. You see, being nice is about what's always saying, what's about being pleasing and agreeable. It's about wanting to be socially acceptable, and we can't always be agreeable if we're going to be real with people. If we're going to resolve conflicts, we have to stop being nice. We have to get real and honest with each other. Now, you might be wondering, now, Pastor, are you saying that it's okay to be mean? No, I'm not saying that. But because what the Bible does talk about is kindness. It's mentioned 52 times in the Bible. It's a fruit of the Spirit. As Paul says in Colossians 3:12, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. So we do need more kindness, because kindness is about generosity. It is a concern for others with no expectation of reward. Being nice is about us trying to be seen as good people to other people. Being kind is not caring if you're getting any reward for it. Kindness is about placing ourselves in the condition of other people and finding our ways to compassion. When we disagree in the church, we have to speak our truth honesty. And then, out of kindness, we have to listen to what others say. We have to have compassion for other people while they speak and the things that need to be said. Maybe a great example of this is the woman at the well. Jesus is in a foreign place, and it's at midday, and a woman comes to get water because she knows that nobody will be there to give her a hard time. And she encounters Jesus. And Jesus tells her some truths about her life. He speaks truth about the things that she has been through. But he doesn't stop there. in kindness, he takes the time to talk to her and tell her that none of those things stop her from having a true life. Jesus tells her that she matters in this world, that she has value to God and value to Jesus, and the water that she's searching for is right in front of her. Jesus is not being nice, he's being kind, he's being generous. I sometimes wonder if we actually don't understand Jesus in our culture because we're expecting Jesus to be nice. And we get confused about what he is saying because it's so honest and truthful. Jesus doesn't try to sugarcoat what needs to be said. And we have mixed it up in our heads being nice with showing kindness. And what we don't realize is that being nice sometimes is actually the meanest thing you can do. Because often lurking behind that fake, pleasing, agreeable, polite niceness is contempt for someone else. And we end up being passive-aggressive or undermining the person we're having the conflict with. So please, for the health of the church, let's stop being nice. Instead, let us find our way to be more kind. Let us speak our truth and have concern and considerations for others. Just something I was thinking about this week. I hope that it's helpful to you. And thank you for joining me for this Waterside Chat. Thanks for the Mowers once again for hosting me this week. And I hope to see you next week for our next Waterside Chat. Until we meet again, may God continue to bless you.